Welcome to Texas Live with K5, your number one podcast for everything outdoors in North Texas.
Welcome to Texas Live with K5 here. Got a really special guest, one of the best taxidermists that I know. Danielle, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. The reason I say that is because she doesn't know this, but the only deer that I've ever had shoulder mounted, she did, and she did an outstanding job. And it's still the biggest deer that I've ever killed. So
it was a bruiser. He was a bruiser.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Every time I walk in there and I finally see a deer on the wall that's bigger than my wife's, it just brings a smile to my face and a warm little spot right here in my heart.
You still have to put up one more, don't you?
I do. It's a monster. Right here in the corner. Hopefully we can get that one done here soon.
Yes,
so
sir.
Just got to get a cape.
Yes, sir.
So what's been going on?
Oh, just working a lot. I've been working almost every single weekend down in Brady since before Thanksgiving.
And what do you, we really didn't introduce other than just being a taxidermist, but what do you do?
So I guide and sell hunts through them. We have had a lot of customers come through. A lot of big animals have been hitting the ground. For the last 2 weekends, scimitar, oryx, an eland, a couple fallow, a bunch of rams. So we've been busy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So have you, it's basically just an all-in exotic ranch, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The Brady location is exclusive exotics. Yes.
How many acres?
It's 300. Yes, sir. But it's heavily wooded. You got your cedars out there. You got your thorny bushes, all the prickly pears. You can walk 20 feet and there's a 20-foot drop. It's just thick.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful though.
Man, I just got back from, and I don't know exactly. I know the ranch is owned by Caterpillar and it's out between Cross Plains and Brownwood, and beautiful ranch, man. And what was really cool about it is I pull up there and I just see this giant quail flat pin, and we've gotten into this upland hunting, and I love it. And I could hear them calling. And he said that they raise somewhere around 20,000 birds a year and put on guided hunts for their clients. It's
Are
pretty
they
cool.
bobwhite?
They're bobwhites.
Yeah, we have a few bobwhite at that location. The first time I went out there in May, we were running around in the back part, and I started hearing the little,
Yeah.
I started hearing that through the brush, and I was like, "Oh, you guys have bobwhite out here? That's awesome."
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of those in North Texas anymore.
Jessica, she was raising bird dogs and quail and all that, and I never was into it. But the last 2 years, I went to Kansas, and I am hooked. Don't be surprised if when you come back out here, I have a bird dog next year. We'll see.
Hey, I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I meet up with it. I don't know. And the kids, they want a big dog, and I told Larry, I said, he or she'll be a bird dog, but she'll be a boat dog too.
That's awesome. Yes. It has to come with the territory.
For sure. Absolutely. Have you heard any hunting stories this year, or how's the deer hunting? I know acorns have been bad in certain areas.
They have been bad. I missed a big buck at the beginning of November. I was more worried about my small one. I did the bad mom thing. I forgot our ear protection. I was kind of like looking down, telling him, "Hey, buddy, make sure you have your ears plugged. Make sure you have your ears plugged," because I'm shooting a 7mm mag.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing's loud.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's loud, but missed him. I went out a couple weeks later, and I had been seeing a bunch of big size footprints running around. And I told my father, because it's their land, I was like, "There's another one out here. I know he's out here." And sure enough, the next morning I was hunting, and I heard my neighbor shot. And
oh man,
we were sent a picture, and this deer, he was wonky looking. He needed to be taken out, but whitest rack I've ever seen out there. He was pushing 20 inches.
Wow, that's awesome. What was that one I shot? Was it 20 and a half?
It was about 20 and a half, yes, sir.
I was tickled. He was about 180 yards away when I shot him, and he hit the ground.
That's a stud of a deer.
I never knew. I walked up there. I called my brother-in-law. I remember it's like yesterday. My wife was cooking breakfast, and we were hunting right down the road here. Mm-hmm. And she was cooking breakfast, and she said, "Hey, breakfast is ready, but I think you need to sit in the stand about another 30 minutes. And I'm not going to lie to you, I nodded off. And then when I kind of woke up and I came to, I seen a deer standing down there in the field, and I was like, "Holy mackerel, that's a big one." I hadn't even seen him on camera. And flopped the gun up there and busted him, and didn't realize how big he was until I walked down there to him. Most people say you see him in the scope, and man, they're a lot bigger. him, I wasn't even looking at the antlers, which if I would have had, I probably would have missed.
No ground shrinkage.
None.
No
He was
ground shrinkage.
a stud of a deer, man, and you did an excellent job making it look real.
Thank you.
Most people, one thing I've noticed with taxidermists a lot of times, I don't know if it's the taxidermist wanting it or if it's their customers wanting it, but you see like a big old giant Ohio or Kansas neck on a rack, and it don't look right.
It doesn't look right. In my opinion, it does not look right. But you have a lot of those customers that are like, I want my buck to look rutted up as possible. I don't care. Make them look muscly. I like to make it look natural.
Yeah.
The taxidermy supplier that I go through, they have a line of forms now that are strictly based off of Texas deer. So when they make these forms, they cast carcasses of deer from different places and they put it in bulk. So they took casts from these Texas deer, and so they have more natural looking. They're not these big honky looking steroid out deer.
Right. And I'm not, when I see deer that, sure, they look cool. They look awesome.
No,
they look
I
mean.
mean, there's no denying they look pretty cool.
But there's something about a taxidermist that can make that deer look exactly like it did when it came out of the field.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Yes.
So you do an amazing job.
Thank you.
She's local here in Weatherford. So in the Weatherford area.
Yes.
What's the name of the taxidermist?
6T Taxidermy.
So 6T Taxidermy.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling y'all, if you get that trophy here in the next couple of weeks or something, you will not be disappointed. Give her a call. You want to give your number?
Yes, it's 682-258-7472.
Man, y'all take that down. We're going to repeat it numerous times throughout the show, but I'm telling you, if you got that bruiser and you want to put him on the wall and make him look natural, she's the one to go to, the only one.
Yes, sir.
So what I was talking about is we were up in Kansas and we accidentally smoked a deer on the highway, and it looked a horse.
How was your truck?
It wasn't my truck.
Okay, how was the truck?
I will tell you a story. So we were headed down there, and it's 8-hour drive. We're heading up there, and we're going through, and all of a sudden this truck does a weird swerve, and I'm going 75 mile an hour. It's at night. It's all open crop fields, so I just didn't think nothing about there being deer. You know, you're thinking woods, but it's totally different up there. Them deer must just lay down and then stand up and go to eating.
Yes.
But we almost smoked one on the way down. There was a buck, and he had gotten hit, was real confused looking, and started turning towards the truck and walking towards us at 75 mile an hour.
My gosh.
We were this close. Well, then we were out hunting one evening and coming back, and we had one that just stepped right out in the middle of the highway doing 80 mile an hour and did everything we could to miss him and kind of clipped him on the tail end, and it killed him. We had to drag him. We wanted to drag him off the road so it didn't hurt anybody else's car. That deer was dragging me off the road.
Yeah.
And they are massive up there.
They are big. All they do is sit around those cornfields, just eat, and the soybean fields, and eat and grow and grow. And with that cold environment, they have to pack on those pounds, and they naturally get bulky.
We felt terrible. What an animal. But unfortunately, they're all on hot does this time of the year, and they ain't paying attention to nothing else.
There's probably a farmer thanking you, because those farmers do not like those deer out there.
I've heard that.
They terrorize those farmers, and they destroy crops. Hogs do with us. They like to have hunters out there within respectful boundaries.
And knock on wood, I didn't see any hogs up there at all while we were there. If they have any or not, but I couldn't imagine.
I don't think they have that solid of a population up there just yet, but I know that the population is spreading. It's natural. They breed 3 times a year and have 9 piglets.
I got a friend of mine that's he just bought a little small, I don't know what they call them, but it's a ranch, a small ranch, 20 acres, 25 acres.
A ranchette.
Yeah, ranchette. There you go.
Ranchette.
Yeah. And anyway, he was so concerned. He's shot so many pigs out there in the last year. It's out in De Leon. And he keeps seeing pigs, and basically he's been concerned because for 2 weeks he didn't see anything. He's been shooting with a crossbow, so he's not shooting with a gun. But he was, man, I don't have any game. I don't know what the deal is. I said, it's acorns. I guarantee it's acorns hitting the ground.
Yes.
But I said, be patient. I said, those pigs will be back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He posted a picture yesterday on Facebook. It looked like a herd of cows at his feeder.
Yes.
They're back.
Yeah.
In full force.
Yeah.
So
once those acorns, they start kind of dwindling away and all the bugs get to them, they'll stop eating them and they'll go back to their the feeders and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I keep telling them, man, don't get discouraged because this happens every year.
Yeah.
During bow season, there's no pressure. They're not caring about anything. They come in, eat corn, not paying much attention to the does. You see them pretty frequently. And then about, I guess, usually the rut kicks off in my experience up here around youth season, like that first week of youth season.
100%.
And they're chasing hard and heavy, and then all of a sudden it goes quiet for a couple weeks. And then Thanksgiving comes. And
it ramps back up.
Yeah, it ramps back up, and you start seeing it. So I don't know if you agree with that, but it seems like that's the pattern here.
I agree. So the bucks that I've killed at my place in North Texas are either in the first part of November or during Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
So those are usually the two hot weeks.
I figured with the deer coming in, you could probably start patterning it, kind of like a processor.
Yes.
And I know you worked at a processor for a while too,
yes.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. At the processor, we could definitely tell how the seasons were going based on what was bringing in or what was brought in. On those good seasons where the acorns weren't hitting the ground, I'd physically skin about 800 to 900 animals.
Wow.
A lot.
You got it down.
A lot. But they had such a cool setup too. They had that winch set up. It was very high up in the air. It was probably about a 1,700 pound. And we also had a hook in the ground. And I would skin these animals up until their back tendons and break that leg and have them attached to the skin. And I would hook this back tendon up to the hook up on the winch. And then I would get a chain, loop it around the back part of their legs with the hide attached and put it through that hook in the ground and winch them up and it peel them right off.
Wow. So much easier than doing it here.
So much easier. Now, when that thing was down, my back did hurt. My back did hurt.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
So did you, going back to the taxidermist stuff, did you learn from somebody that you met there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I first started working for Bill J.R. Pierce. He used to run All Trophies Taxidermy in Springtown, Texas. I have known him since I was a kid. We used to bring all of our deer to him. No, we trusted nobody else. I started working for him in my early 20s. Seasonal work. I wasn't even thinking I was going to be doing year-round work. But after that first season, he pulled me off to the side and he's like, "Hey, you're such a hard worker. I love your attention to detail. The customers love you. How would you think about learning taxidermy?" I was like, "Absolutely. 100%. I want to learn. Yes, please."
Perfect.
So that first summer, he used to run a taxidermy school too. So that first summer, I would work with the students and with him and get in all the knowledge through multiple classes. And in lieu of payment for the classes, I was working for him. So
That's awesome.
I was working for my education.
That's too cool.
Yes. It was questionable because I had a little girl that I had to provide for. And I was like, am I doing the right thing? But that was when I was 23. I'm 34 now. 11 years later, I'm not looking back. Yes, that was a great decision.
Do your kids like hunting?
They're not too big into the little one, though. He's starting to shape up into it. He loves hunting and fishing. My two older kids, my two older boys, and my little girl, they like to fish.
Okay.
They like to go out fishing. Their dad takes them out fishing. Yes, yes. So dad takes them out fishing. Mom takes them out hunting. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Jessica, my wife, they're really good friends.
Yes.
They're a lot alike. Jessica is a hunting little. She's luckier than you know what, but
yeah, she's
a hunting fool, and so it's really cool for But what's weird is my daughter, 11, wants nothing to do with it. Like we put a couple of pheasant.
I feel the pain.
We put a couple of pheasant in her vest, and she looks like this big bad hunter up there in Kansas. But she's the one that walks around petting the bird.
It's
pretty
okay.
bird, pretty bird.
Okay. My daughter, she's like, I asked her, I was like, "Would you go hunting with me? Would you shoot something? Because you're old enough. You are responsible enough for this." And she's like, "I don't want to shoot a deer." I'm like, "What about a hog?" And she's like, It's like, what if I tell you that they eat baby deer? Would you do it? And she's like, I would do that. Okay, then we have a deal. So
wow. She might grow into it though.
I think so.
I think Trinity will too. She likes fishing. She plays a lot of softball. She's big into sports. Jessica was big into sports too, and she loves hunting.
Yeah, Gloriana, my daughter, she's big into volleyball. Right now, she's in select volleyball. We're going through a Alito club.
That's cool. So you are kind of dealing with the same thing. Maybe that's just what's on their mind, right now.
Hey, whatever.
At least they're not doing this on a tablet or a screen.
No. That's one of the deals that me and my husband had with each other whenever I was pregnant with my son. I was like, no tablets. Absolutely. I'm not even thinking about it. So
ours wants to watch YouTube, and Trinity's all into music. The boys are more about hunting and racing. Yes. And Keaton, he wants to watch hunting constantly. I took him on his very first hunt the other day, and it was so cool. We didn't see a darn thing. He shot pellet gun, I don't know how many times. Larry, he was like, I want to take him on his first hunt, but I want you to be there with me. I said, okay. So we get there, and he's like, I got a pellet gun. And so he gives that pellet gun to Keaton, and he was walking through like he was the best hunter in the world, man.
That's so awesome.
Chest puffed out. It was awesome.
Hunter has one of those too, and I'm the bad mom though. He wants to shoot everything in the stand, but I'm like, not yet, but just give me one more hour.
How many times do you say shh?
Not many with him. He's pretty good. The biggest thing with him is he likes to get in the window, but he's little.
Is he white? Does he have white hair?
Absolutely. He has. Okay. He is a cotton top too. So I have to make sure his little head is covered, because the second he starts walking around, those deer just automatically see him.
Man,
see him.
That's the way Keaton is too, and he wants to. Everybody in my family says that he's probably going to be the preacher of the family because he loves to talk. And so he's constantly talking the whole time. And every now and then, like, he'll be whispering, and then, and I'm going, son, you got to be quiet. We ain't never going to see anything. But you know what? He's 5. He'll never forget that.
No.
So that's what's awesome about the outdoors.
Yeah.
They're going to forget looking at that phone or looking at a screen or watching TV or something like that. They're never going to forget that first time they were out in the woods.
No, my daughter, this is probably why she doesn't hunt with me. Her most memorable hunt was, I don't know if they still sell them, the buck bombs.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got curious one day and I bought one of those, and I had her in the stand with me, and I told her, stay here, eat your goldfish. I'll be right back. And there was a malfunction with the can, and it literally blew up in my face.
Oh.
And I had like doe estrus all up in my nose, in my mouth, all in my face. I mean, I was just like, wow. So I walked back up to the stand, and as soon as I walk through that door, she turns and looks at me, and she covers her nose. She's like, Mama, you stink. And I'm like, I'm sorry, girl. She starts throwing up. And I was like, you're throwing up, but I have it in my mouth. I was like, come on.
Danielle, I'm surprised that you hunt.
Why?
After that.
I was like, whatever.
She's tough.
It was just one of those things that I was like, what am I gonna do?
Jessica says though, once you've been a mom, I don't think anything can really gross you out anymore.
Not really. Not really. Those kids can get nasty.
Man, I don't know how y'all do it, but it's got to be a God thing, because I can't do it, and I know there's other dads out there who probably feel the same way.
That's true. Yes.
Hey, we're gonna take a break real quick, guys. Y'all stay with us. I've got Danielle Nicole with 6T
Taxidermy,
yes, and S2 Ranch. So we're gonna talk some more hunting. So y'all stay tuned. This show is brought to you by K5 Trolling Motors and Electronics out in Weatherford, Texas. If you need a trolling motor worked on, if you're looking to upgrade those electronics, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. Our number is 817-757-9915. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. And this show is also brought to you by
6T Taxidermy. You can call me at 682-258-7472.
She's the best taxidermist out here in Parker County, guys. So y'all take that number down. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Hey guys, welcome back to Texas Live with K5. I got really special guest Danielle Nicole. Danielle, welcome.
Thank you.
She's the owner of 6T Taxidermy, And I want to clear something up because I've been saying S2, and it's not S2. It's Double S Ranch in
Yes, sir.
Brady, Texas.
Yes, sir.
And
It's right after my boss's name.
okay.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, now that we have that cleared up, I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So, what do you do out there?
I do multiple things. I'm pretty much a multiple hat person. I started off being a coordinator, and they had me out in May to help out with a women's hunt. And Sean approached me, and he's like, hey, I would like you as a guide as well. And I was like, perfect. I'd love to guide. So I have the ability to sell hunts to people and guide them.
Awesome.
So I can sell you a hunt and say, hey, if it works with my schedule, I'll be there and meet you at the gate.
Wow.
So I like to have, they like to have that personal touch. That's what sets them above, in my opinion, everybody else. Because working in processing, working in taxidermy, you've heard the horror stories of the high fence ranches and what people will do to other people. And this ranch is just not like that at all.
Wow.
Family owned and operated. Yes.
So y'all got a lodge and all that? Where
Yes,
they
sir.
Can...
Yes, sir. We have a main lodge that sleeps 9, and then we have another lodge that sleeps 4.
Okay, cool. So they can come down there and spend the weekend with y'all.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what kind of? I mean, I know you said that mostly exotics. What do y'all have again out there?
So the big sellers are our rams, which are the Corsican, Texas doll, Mouflon type, cross or whatever you want to call them. They're basically not full blood Mouflon, but they look pretty. They have that red color. They're gorgeous. And then we have some 4 horns running around.
Wow.
Those are cool looking. Yeah. And then another seller is our aoudad and our fallow hunts.
Okay.
So we sell a lot of those.
So if a customer wants to, I mean, if a viewer is interested, can they just contact you on that number?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then how do they, I mean, some people are big rifle hunters, some are bow hunters. Can you hunt with whatever you want? Do you have stands to accommodate everything?
We have stands to accommodate everything, but I do tell people, if you want to hunt with a bow, that's fine, but please bring a backup rifle, because some of these shot opportunities are not very good with a bow.
Okay.
And with some of these animals, when we have to do spot and stalks, it can get kind of tight.
Okay.
And for instance, the aoudad, that's a tough one. That's a very, very tough hunt. I know my coworker / boss's daughter, Brianna, she was able to put down a few aoudad on a spot and stalk with a bow, which is impressive.
Wow.
Very impressive.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do they run in herds all day? When I
Yes,
see
sir.
them, we see them a lot up here around PK.
Yes, sir.
Up in the Cap Rock or Cliffs.
Yes, sir. They can travel up to 100 in a herd. We have a herd that I put eyes on this last weekend up to 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those things can go, there could be a wall straight up and down, and they can go straight up that wall.
Yes. They are Barbary sheep, so they're built for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess y'all do all the taxidermy work in-house, all the processing?
No, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. We don't have any of that at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe in the future.
Right. So when they harvest an animal, what happens after they harvest an animal?
So after they harvest an animal, we do prepare it for trophy and meat prep. We bring it down, gut it, skin it, get it ready for your cooler, and you basically have to find your own.
Cool.
Because everybody has their own preference. And there's some people that travel from states away and even over the pond, like continents away.
Wow.
They can't take that meat with them, but they still want to have some of it as they're,
Right.
abroad.
Right,
So,
for sure. Brady is beautiful.
yes.
There's so many deer on your trip
Oh.
down there. It's insane.
Almost every single time for the last month I've drove down there, there's literally like herds of 20 plus deer every couple of miles along the road. And this last weekend, I kind of did a no-no and did a rubberneck because I didn't see them. I saw their bodies hunched down, and I knew it was 2 bucks fighting. And as I was passing around, let me see them, and my goodness, those are some hammers over there.
There's so many deer out there.
There are so many deer out there.
I don't understand there's got to be something. What's weird is when you go up north, you don't see as many deer, but you see big ones. down here you see big ones mixed with 30 does.
There's some big ones down in Brady. One of the sign going into Brady has a naturally born buck that was harvested out there, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. You could probably look it up, but it's right smack there, and that's what they're famous for, is for that deer.
Man.
It's huge. Drop tines, huge.
Man. And when you go out, do you know what's cool about those small towns when you go south and west is welcome hunters.
Yes.
Come on in.
Yes. When you say that, I worked during the summer. It wasn't so busy. But now there's people lined up at the diners, at the hotel. Walmart's packed. Everybody's wearing camo. You go to breakfast, everybody's wearing camo. You know it's hunting season.
Wow.
You know it's hunting season.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So, man, tell us a hunting story. You got any?
Let's see. I got a good one. Let's see. This last weekend, I guided a grandfather, a son, and a grandson.
That's cool.
And the grandfather wanted an oryx, and the father got a fallow down. I wasn't able to witness that, but that little boy was able to experience his first hunting trip with his father on exotics, and that was a special experience. And then another one that sticks out is Reagan and Bobby Jones. They booked through me in the summer, and Bobby at first, he was kind of guarded. He didn't, going back to some high fence ranches, they kind of do you dirty, or what the clients feel is dirty. But that ended up being a very special hunt. He was able to go on a spot and stalk with his daughter after 12 years. And he pulled me off to the side. He's like, thank you so much. This is something that I don't have long anymore. I'm sick, and this is something I want. I'm getting all choked.
Yeah.
It's something that it's special, and that's why I'm working there.
Yeah.
Because you get to experience the highs and the lows of these people and what they're doing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then another one, I got to meet him this last weekend, AJ. AJ, he's 9 years old, and he has cancer, and he has been a fighter. But this boy has been putting some animals down. Man, last weekend he got a Gemsbach down, and it was gorgeous.
Wow.
Gorgeous. We all love AJ. And I'm doing his Texas doll as a mount. Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
Yes, sir. I'm in the works of that right now. So that's in the tan, fixing to get turned out and ready.
That's so cool. You're going to have to send us some pictures.
I definitely will. It's a very, very special mount. I only took one picture because I kind of want to keep it special. Yeah.
That's too cool.
He is the first one I worked on.
That's cool. That's
He's
awesome.
The first one.
Does he have any more on his bucket list?
Oh yeah.
Or has he just about got everything?
Okay. He's down to hunt anytime. He's like, as soon as my boss or his friend Thomas calls him, hey, you want to go hunt this? Yeah, let's go. I'm like, let's go, buddy. Let's go. That's awesome. Live it. That's what it's all about.
That is so cool.
Yes.
Man. I just love that's the reason why I love hearing the stories, and that's why we started this Texas Live deal. And I'm sure you can, but I can remember back when I was a kid, the first time that I went hunting. Very first time. And
I remember it.
It was sitting in a hay barn.
That's awesome.
I remember we were sitting in a hay barn, and there were some does that were coming in, and we had a couple little peepholes in this hay barn that we could see through. That was the very first time I ever went hunting.
That's the best kind of hunting. That's like the kind of hunting they do up in the Northwest.
Yeah.
Hunting from barns. That's what I've heard. Yes, sir.
It was 2 miles from here, and sadly, it's a subdivision now.
That is very sad.
I had a customer come in here the other day, and he has a house in that subdivision. And he was telling me, he goes, yeah, when I bought my property, somebody used to hunt out here because there's a deer stand in this tree. And I looked at him, and I said, that was probably one of my deer stands. I said, is it a wooden platform in a tree? He said, yeah. I said, I guarantee you, give me your address. I want to come get that platform.
I want it. It's mine. I was there.
But it's kind of neat, and it's sad to see that, but it was neat to be able to tell him the story of how much his backyard affected my childhood.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is really cool.
My parents' place, when everybody gets older, sometimes acreage is very hard to maintain when you get older. They talked about selling the place for the retirement, and I'm like, no. But it is what it is. You cherish that. When you have land, cherish it.
Absolutely. And that's what Our place out here, my grandmother used to live right here, and my parents live right next door. We used
That's
to
very
run
special.
back and forth to my parents, to my grandparents, and then whenever God rest her soul, my grandmother passed away, and we had an opportunity to buy this place. And in my head, I was like, man, if we bought that place, for one, we don't have to worry about who's going to be my mom and dad's neighbors, and two, our kids will get to run back and forth to Mimi and Pawpaw's house just like we did for years. I remember the food's always better at grandma's.
Yes.
And my kids,
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
go over there. My wife gets so mad. They'll go over there, eat with grandma, and then come over here and not be hungry. And she's like, I just cooked dinner. I said, babe, I get it. Like, the food's always better over there, and there's always cookies in the cookie jar.
My daughter is a big follower of my parents.
Yeah.
She's always over there. But I don't blame her. It's 42 acres in the middle of nowhere, no neighbors to be seen. I'd be out there
Yep.
still too, but I'm sure they'd kick me out.
I can't tell you the amount of hunts that I've been on back here. And we got 10 acres, so it's of no woods, but man, we were some hunting fools back in the day as kids. So that's what's
Yeah.
cool about my kids. Take off, and that's what my dad keeps telling my wife all the time. They're boys. They're going to get hurt. They're going to scratch their knee. They're going to get in trouble. Let them go out and be boys. And
Let 'em be boys.
let them go be boys.
Yeah, let them get dirty.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're going to take a break real quick. Again, we got Danielle Nicole here with 6T Taxidermy and Double S Ranch in Brady, Texas. I got it right. Y'all stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Talk some more hunting. This show is brought to you by K5 Trolling Motors and Electronics out here in Weatherford, Texas. If you need a trolling motor worked on, if you're looking to get your electronics upgraded, if you're having problems, let's get all that stuff sorted out before the spring fishing season gets here. Our number is 817-757-9915. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and this show is also brought to you by
6T Taxidermy. You can call me at 682-258-7472.
Best in the business.
Thank you.
Y'all take down the number.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Texas Live with K5. I got Danielle Nicole here with 6T Taxidermy and Double S Ranch in Brady, Texas. I keep having to say that. So I don't say Breckenridge or something wild.
Oh,
but
no, that's
sorry.
wrong location.
Hey, if it was Jessica, it would be Breckenridge. She's hilarious, man. She'll be. I give her such a hard time about that.
I love her to death. I love Jessica.
Her brain gets to work so fast, and it's
She's
slow
great.
down. I can
She's
see the
great.
steam coming out your ears,
She's
girl.
great.
But anyway, man, I think it's cool that you hunt.
Thank you.
And I told my wife whenever I told everybody else whenever I met my wife, I said, if I could find one that'll out hunt and outfish me, I'm going to marry her. And I did.
You
and
did.
She's amazing.
She's a good one.
When y'all call up to K5 and y'all hear Jessica, that's my wife. She is a bigger fisherman than most men out there. She loves to hunt more than most men out there. She's got the record in the family. Fishing, she had the deer for a while, and I finally got her beat. I don't know if I'll ever get a bigger bass, but I'm trying.
How big was it?
979? Yeah. I've got a 977, and it was over 10 on my scale when I weighed it in the tournament. When I got up there to the tournament scales, it was 977, and hers was 979. I went, you got to be kidding me.
No.
But I'll get her one of these days, but it's just really cool, women in the outdoors.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing. And don't you have like some kind of hunt coming up with a bunch of women, other women?
Yes. I have it coming up this weekend. Friday. Well, Friday's check-in, and then Saturday and Sunday we're gonna go up to Muleshoe and hunt some sandhill cranes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's cool. They say those are what, the ribeye of the sky?
Ribeye of the sky.
Have you eaten it?
Huge. Yes, I've had one before. It's amazing.
Wow, that's cool.
I love it.
So what, is this just a bunch of friends, or?
So it's just a bunch of women that we set out flyers for, and they got curious, signed up, and they want to go hunt.
Wow.
So we're all going to join up and, meet each other first time basis. Some of them may know each other from previous hunts, but yeah, it's going to be the experience.
That is too cool.
Yeah, we're going to have fun.
Is it like a 2-day hunt, or how?
Yes, sir. We're going to hunt Saturday morning and Sunday morning. If we don't, they want to go back out on Sunday.
You ought to have some beautiful weather.
Yes. Well, Saturday it's supposed to be a little bit windy, gusts up to 38 miles per hour, and constantly 11 to 24. So
Okay.
it might be a little bit windy on Saturday, but Sunday it's supposed to be beautiful.
So how do they? What's the approach on those? Because I went goose hunting last year one time, so that I'm pretty much a professional at that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I went last year and we set out 1,100 decoys.
I don't know how many decoys he wants to set out. That's one of the details that I'm going to be getting in the next couple of days because I'm going to be, if he needs my help, absolutely, I will help him too.
That's a lot of work.
Whatever.
I know. I never realized that you put in so much work to shoot for goose.
I know. You figured, never wasn't a big bird hunter growing up, never did waterfowl or anything like that. So this is all new to me, and yeah. Man. I figured they'd just fly through.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But the experience that I had with those geese, he knew the guide. He was calling us the day before, going, "We've probably got like 4,000 or 5,000 birds that are going to fly over in the morning." And I'm like, 4,000 or 5,000 birds? They look like a cloud.
That's amazing.
And so I don't know if cranes are the same. I was hoping last year we would get on a crane, but we didn't.
I've been seeing videos of the guy that we're going through, Buster Thibodeau. He's been posting some videos, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
That's so cool.
Those big birds, when they flock together and they find that little wind and then sit there and float, they look cool.
And so how many women?
I think we have 10 women.
It's gonna be a pretty good hunt then. Do they have to call them or anything?
I don't think so. I think, but he will have his calls.
That guy that we went with last year for those geese, I felt bad for him. He was having a call that whole time.
Yeah, well, that's what Buster's gonna do for us. Yes, sir.
He was out of breath. Yeah. By the end of it.
Oh, but Buster loves it. I mean, I talked with him a few times, and he was excited. So wow. He's done a few women's hunts, and he said that he's had hunts as large as 30 people. He's like, it was just like a straight line of people and just straight line of feathers. It was awesome.
How many? Have you ever done anything like this before?
I haven't.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
that is too cool.
It's gonna be great.
You're gonna have to send us some pictures or video. I'm gonna take video.
I splurged for myself for Christmas, and I got myself a new iPhone with the fanciest camera. I was like, I need that. I need that for stuff, and that's what I got.
That's too cool. Yeah. I can't wait to hear about it.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. So,
are they coming in for the women coming in from everywhere?
Everywhere. There's a few from Texas. I think there's a few from out of state too.
Where's Muleshoe at? Is it Panhandle kind of?
It is the Panhandle. So we are lodging in Friona, which is about 30 minutes from Clovis, New Mexico.
Wow.
So that's how far we're going to be up there.
Man.
We're going to be up there. I think it's a 6-hour drive from me, from Weatherford.
Poor husband. You got to leave him with the kids.
I'm sorry, husband. I've been doing that a lot lately. But I got to get Christmas money. Got to get,
That's too cool.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
I guarantee you, when you do stuff like this, it's going to open up other opportunities too.
Oh, yeah.
In the future.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to send Jessica with you next time.
Well, the Double S, just, working for Double S has opened up tons of doors for me. Tons of doors. And it still is opening up doors. That's why that company, that brand, I'll stand by that brand.
And if y'all come in here in the shop, you'll see this glass sitting right up there on my counter. So
it's
I got some cards. You can get a hold of.
You guys need to come out. We're going to have a couples hunt too.
Really?
Yeah, this upcoming year.
Cool.
I'll have to give you details on it.
I would love to. It'd be a great date.
Yes.
It's funny, Jessica and our dates revolve around the outdoors.
Yes.
She would much rather go hunting and fishing than anything else.
Yes, and I think it's going to be maybe summertime, so we might have a pool up going.
Oh, wow.
And then we have the San Saba too that you guys can go and,
Check
if you wanted to get wet, bring your swimsuits.
That's too cool.
I don't know what time frame we're shooting for, but we're definitely having a couples hunt.
Wow, that's awesome. Do y'all have any, what would we be hunting? Do you know?
Like, we're still working on what we're going to do. For instance, we have one hunt coming up in March. It's for kids. I can't wait for that one.
That is cool.
It's for kids 7 and up, and they're going to come out and shoot rams. Bunch of Corsicans, dolls, whatever the little kiddos see and like.
That is cool.
And then if their parents want to join too, they can join.
That's amazing. That's so cool. We're huge into the kid stuff. Cast for Kids, 10-7 outdoors, whatever we can do to give back to the youth.
Yes.
And to get them away from video games and out in the outdoors.
And that's a big thing for Double S too. We want those kids out there.
That's too cool.
We want those kids out there.
So, well, guys, you got anything else, Danielle?
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on. We'll have to do it
Absolutely.
again after hunting season and see what happens.
Yeah, I got to get out to the stand a lot more.
You only, I was going to say, you don't have much time.
Yeah, no, meat for the freezer is all I want.
Yeah,
So.
me too. That's what I tell everybody all the time. Now that I've shot 2 really good deer, I like the hunting, don't get me wrong, but I just want some deer jerky.
Well, I
You know?
well, I do it. I'm not physically hunting myself, but I've been taking people out on hunts for the last couple of weeks, and it's just as enjoyable as.
Still getting the fix.
Mhm.
Went out with a guide. I think it might have been the first time I've ever been out with a freshwater fishing guide. And shout out to Personal Best Guide Service at Lake Granbury, Mike Watkins. Super nice guy, one of the very first customers we ever had.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
He is a really good guy and a fantastic guide. And I installed a bunch of electronics on his boat. I know this isn't hunting, but anyway, called him and I said, man, can I come out and push buttons on these new graphs? Because I haven't had a chance to, and I need to be able to answer those questions that I get. So I go out. He goes, yeah, absolutely. So we go out there. He goes, you ever seen somebody throw a throw net on live scope? I said, no, I haven't. He goes, let's go. So we went out, throws this throw net to catch bait, and you could see it going down on the live scope. It was really cool.
That is
Pulls up
cool.
the bait. He goes, now we got bait. We got to go fishing. And I went, Mike, I wasn't here to do that. He goes, no. He goes, I've got some guide trips coming up. I need to go scout. I said, okay, perfect. So we go out there. My very first fish was 27 pounds. Second one was 38. The third one was 17. The fourth one, all the rest of them were between 7 and 10 pounds.
Good Lord.
All blue cat.
Sign me up. I love catfish.
One channel cat, I think. But where I was going with that is I asked Mike because he told me his story was, and we're going to have him on the podcast, so I'll let him tell the big story. But he said he caught the lake record on Granbury, and he told his wife that if he ever caught the lake record, he'd become a guide. So he caught the lake record, and now somebody has caught both the adult lake record and the youth record
That's
on a
amazing.
guide trip with him.
That's amazing.
And
congratulations.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I mean, and he literally his name's not on the record anymore, but that dude loves nothing more just to take people out and put them on fish.
I relate to that 100%.
So when you told me that, I was like, kind of the same way with Mike the other day when I went out with him. So
yeah.
But it's really cool, and I enjoy it too. That's why I was, a boat captain for so many years, taking the youth out because, man, to see the look on their face when they catch a big bass,
It's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
And I get way more out of that than I do catching one myself, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
like you said, I've had my big buck. I already shot that one. I mean, I might get a bigger one. I don't know. I probably will.
yeah,
I probably will.
that's funny.
So,
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, sir.
And guys, 6T Taxidermy, Double S Ranch Brady, y'all give Danielle a call, book a hunt. If you got a big trophy and you're wanting to get that looking just like it did whenever it was taken out of the field, she's the only call that K5 Trolling Motors will make. So give her a call. You want to give them your number?
Yes, sir. It's 682-258-7472.
All right. Y'all stay tuned. You're listening to Texas Live with K5 out here in Weatherford, Texas. See y'all on the water.
Thank you for tuning in to Texas Live with K5, your number one source for all things outdoors in North Texas. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify to support us and enjoy more North Texas outdoor content. Like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in joining the show or us mentioning your business throughout the show, contact us at k5trollingmotors@gmail.com.